Smooth Radio coming live from Hong Kong, and from Hong Kong, half the world's population are reachable within 5 hours. All of them, of course, potential customers for an airline. So I've come along to Cathay Pacific's training centre. With me is Jeff Douglas, and we've got these flight simulators behind me here. Now there are 8 in total, and they're in use 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 364 days a year. They close on Christmas Day. Because I think you have about 3,000 pilots, co-pilots who need to be constantly assessed, Jeff, is that right?
2,500.
2,500.
In Cathay Pacific, yeah.
All right, so we're going to go up in a 747. Well, you're going to make it take off, I hope. And then, can I get a shot at steering or something?
Most certainly you can, yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go, Jeff.
Okay.
Thank you.
After you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we're now inside the cockpit. I'm strapped in. Jeff is going to take us out here. Jeff, this looks to me very authentic, but obviously I have no experience of this. Is this the real deal?
It is. This side of it and part of the back there is exactly the same as what you'd find in a real 747-400.
We're now more or less right down the centre of the runway, and as the speed is picking up, the resistance on the steering column is increasing. I really do feel also that I'm being pushed back into the
80
seat.
knots. VR, we're going to rotate now, so just help me back there on the controls.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, the steering wheel is moving
there
back.
you go.
So we've rotated in that we're up in the air. I didn't realise there was quite so much greenery around Hong Kong.
75% actually.
Is it? The controls in front of me, I'm kind of reasonably computer literate, I suppose,
Right.
not as much as anyone else is, but this just looks completely baffling to me. 5 screens with all sorts of representation of the angle we're flying at and the direction we're flying in and speeds, etc. And then banks of switches all around us. And every single one of these, I suppose, critical to the flight.
Some are more critical than others, but yeah, they're all of some use.
So you're going to take the autopilot off, and then basically I'm in control of this thing.
Absolutely.
Jeff, this is very worrying.
Okay, so you tell me when you're ready. And there'll be a bit of a noise, and that's the warning that the autopilot is disconnected when you're ready.
Is there any tip other than close your eyes and pray? Anything I need to know?
It's preferable you keep your eyes open, actually.
Keep my eyes open,
Yeah.
that's a good tip. You don't call it a steering wheel, what do you call it?
It's
a
a
joystick?
yoke. It's a yoke.
A yoke?
Yeah.
So if I turn this yoke, we will actually turn. Let's go for it. Oh!
So
my
the
goodness.
autopilot is now disengaged, that was that noise.
Yeah.
So basically to make the aeroplane climb, you pull back. To make it go down, you push forward.
All right, and pull back.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
And we've gone into cloud there, actually.
Is that what happened? Oh.
Yeah. And we push forward.
Push forward, push it.
Just detense there a little bit. You're a little bit
Am I a
tense
bit
on the
stiff?
control.
Oh.
Yeah, a bit stiff on the controls.
It is very tense.
And to turn right, you turn it to the right.
Right. The problem is, Jeff, I can't see anything because of all the cloud cover.
We actually look at these instruments.
Yep.
You see the blue and the brown.
Yeah.
Well, the blue is sky and the brown's the earth. So
I keep coming back to this thing that I've got to remind myself I am in a box on stilts at Hong Kong airport, because as far as I'm concerned here, no, I'm not. I'm over the sea, I'm flying this thing, and it feels so real. So real, in fact, that I am feeling genuinely very nervous about this. Do you think we could try to get back to Hong Kong airport, Jeff, and maybe do an automatic landing?
Yeah.
Don't hand anything to me. I'm very conscious of the fact we've got passengers here.
well, in anticipation of that, I've just put in the approach.
So the simulator, obviously, when they're being assessed, will throw up different weather conditions. What kind of weather conditions?
Some of our models have what are called snow models. So a couple that spring to mind are London Heathrow, Narita in Japan, and you can actually put snow and the snow on the ground and snow falling. Yeah. So it's quite authentic. Yes.
Yeah, amazing. Well, this is a sight that somebody like myself never gets to see sitting in the back in those comfortable seats. I had no idea what the approach to Hong Kong airport looked like, but actually when you look at it now, there are 2 runways and they seem to be set on a strip of land which is surrounded by the sea.
Yeah, the original island was only quite small. It was built up by reclamation to form the present site.
50, 40,
Oh,
30.
here we go.
Feel the aeroplane
20.
flaring.
We're
10.
about to hit the ground. We're about to land.
Okay,
Oh,
we're on the ground.
my goodness.
And just allow the nose it'll fall
Oh.
through, that's correct.
That's exactly what you feel when you're sitting in the back as a
And I'm just
passenger.
pulling in reverse thrust now.
Oh, when I was slowing down. I've been thrown forward in my seat here with my seatbelt on, obviously, but as the brakes are applied.
And we'd release the auto brakes now and go to manual braking.
So I'm just going to let Jeff take us back to the place that we're going to get off. That was amazing. I cannot tell you just how real it felt, or what I imagine real feels like. Obviously, I've never flown a plane. It was terrifying. I have felt privileged to do this. As I say, these flight simulators are in use 364 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So to get any time as an outsider inside one of these, it's just extra special. It is a privilege, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. If you come to Hong Kong, just go and beg. Ask if you can get in the flight simulator. They'll say no, but it's worth trying anyway. This is Paul Goyer for Smooth Radio, now safely back on the ground.